Let's take a journey back to the past. A past when it was perfectly acceptable for old bearded men to hang around with little naked boys.
Here's the summary, Shite guides, opposite of luxury. Stoned on the shrubbery and learning about Hungary. Who's the next unruly guest to try and fool the rest? I'm the dirty foreigner in Budapest, you the best.
What are you doing?
It's the world's shittest travel show. Get your shit, it's time to go. Get your fattest off the floor and get outside the fucking door. We're going to meet new faces, see new places, make faux pas, try not to be accidentally racist. All of the equipment is shit, the audio shit, the video shit, the general cinematography, it's all shit. So if you didn't know, now you know. Tally ho, welcome to the world's shittest travel show.
So now we're going to cross from the flatlands of Pest over to the much hillier Buda side of the city. Yeah, I had a feed of pints last night, so these hills are not looking too attractive right now, but we'll see how we get on.
Climbing strange bridges is dangerous, but these days everybody wants to be famous. Shit, a million Instagram posts on my anus, shameless, and the next one's coming straight from the chain bridge.
So why is it called the chain bridge?
I don't know, why don't you tell us?
Well, it was built using chains.
Is that it?
Yeah.
This really is the world's shittest travel show.
This strange contraption here is the Budapest escalator to the top of Castle Hill. And for only €4, you get a nice, relaxing, chilled out ride to the top to take in the sights. Well, 'tis far from hillside escalators I was raised. We'll walk it, we'll be grand.
Budapest, Budapest, tell me what you're doing next. Gonna climb Castle Hill from the east to the west. Budapest, Budapest, Sudafed and Nurophens. I can barely move my legs, what a dirty booze head.
I'm starting to regret not taking that escalator. Fuck.
Walking up hills is hard labor. Got the black lung but no respirator. Should've taken a break on the escalator. I'm bad, please wait, alright, see you later.
So almost at the top of Castle Hill. There's actually no castle here. They should call it the Hill of Lies. Fucking hell. We made it. And this here is the presidential palace, which is home to the president, believe it or not. So while everybody's distracted over there, I think this is our one chance to get a nice view. Ooh, here we go.
Lovely. Also nice.
Yeah, take a picture of me. Take a picture of me. Take my picture and upload that bad boy to Snapchat.
So behold the Fisherman's Bastion. It's not actually a bastion. In fact, this place's only purpose is to look nice and to be a nice place to look at other nice places.
Nice.
It's got 7 turrets, and they all represent the 7 chieftains of the 7 tribes of Magyars, the original Hungarians who set the city up. And it's a fisherman's guild because the fishermen were tasked to protect it. The fucking fishermen.
What is he doing? This downward facing dog.
I don't know about you, but I've met a few fishermen, and they are not boys to mess with.
Take a picture of me. Take a picture of me. Take a picture of me. I said take my picture. Let's take a picture, a very pretty picture. Upload for clicks, my elixir. I want all of the girls and the fellas at home with umbrellas, and Rebecca to be very jealous. Picture of me. Take a picture of me.
Get out the fucking way.
Take a picture of me. I said take my picture. Interception. So what do you think about mass tourism?
Your man in the camera shop was like, "Are you sure you don't want a camera with a zoom? It's 50 quid more." I was like, "Nah, man, you're not going to get me. I don't need a zoom." Oh, fuck's sake. There is no justice. And on this very spot here, in 1944 and 1945, the Hungarian fascist militia, the Arrow Cross, rounded up the Jewish community of Budapest, stripped them naked so they'd float downstream easier, and then they were shot with their backs to the river so they'd fall in and float away.
What's that thing the rich men do when the poor want freedom and peace? You gotta choke the hope from their throats with a rope and invent the secret police. From Churchill to Franco, Hong Kong to Congo, the people weep in the streets. Cunts like Xi Jinping gonna do their thing and send in the secret police.
This presumably haunted building behind me is the House of Terror. It's the old headquarters of the fascist Arrow Cross party. Don't think there was much of a party going on inside there. It was later used by the Hungarian state security services as a kind of unofficial prison and torture building. I'm not going in though. If I want to be surrounded by squalor and misery, I can just go back to my own shit apartment in West Amsterdam. This iron curtain here represents the Iron Curtain. They went all out on this one.
Let's take a moment from the horror just to look at the trams. They're creeping round the streets of Budapest as fast as they can. The first time I rode a tram I knew that I was a fan. I rode a tram in a back alley in Amsterdam. I rode a tram in Vienna, I had my head in the sand. I rode a tram in Budapest, now I'm a happier man. I told my friends and my family, told my dad and my mom that I'm in love with the tram. I'm tramsexual. It's a bit much, isn't it?
This fella right here is the Hungarian Parliament. Couple of hard-hitting numerical facts for you about this building. It has over 20 kilometers of stairs. And if you know me, you know I love a good stairs. Also, second hard-hitting numerical fact, the lads who built it had a bit of a boner for English culture, so they based it on Westminster. Except this sneaky boy has made it 2 meters longer than Westminster.
Can you get me a rope? Get me a rope, okay?
Longest parliament building in the world. Not too bad. Until that rapscallion Ceausescu in Romania built his 2 meters longer than this one. Unlucky, lads. You tried. They tried.
I agree. I also agree. Businessman.
This building here seems to have a lot of little iron balls stuck into the side of it in a haphazard fashion. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. Either these represent bullet holes and some serious shit went down here, or buildings can get anal warts.
In October 1956, the people of Hungary had taken just about as much shit as they could from the Soviet ruling class, and Budapest was to be the site where the fuse of revolution was lit when the students filled the Parliament Square to demand freedom from their tormentors. As the afternoon wore on, hundreds of thousands of locals took to the streets and filled the squares. The secret police, the AVO, cowered in the government buildings at the sight of a true people's movement and opened fire on the peaceful crowd. The first blood was spilled and the revolution was on. When the pendulum of history is swinging, be warned. When the dogs in the corner refuse to conform. When today is for action, tomorrow we mourn. When the few in the night make it true to the dawn. When the commoners are summoned by the trumpet and horn. When the trickle of people turns into a swarm. When the swarm realize all the power they form. That's when clouds of dissension turn into a storm. Old gods die and messiahs are born. That's when flags flying high are pulled down and torn. That's when oaths of revenge against tyrants are sworn. When the scalps of the once high and mighty are shorn. The fires of rebellion quickly spread all over Hungary, but Budapest was hotter than a hangover in hell. As the people barricaded the city and attacked their oppressors wherever they found them, party members were lynched in the streets and died like the dogs they were. The people took control of the city and by the end of October thought they had defeated the Soviet machine. But this is reality, and rulers don't just relinquish power to the proletariat like that. The Soviets licked their wounds and came back with an army and crushed the hope of Hungary under the treads of their tanks.
1956.
The fire is stoked when the people are hopeful and vocal.
1956.
So it goes when the proles are emboldened to take on the nobles.
1956.
What time is it?
1956.
What time is it?
1956.
The uprising in 1956. The uprising of 1956. Call the boys cousins.
1956.
Make some noise cousins.
1956.
The uprising of
1956.
This is the cry for attention. Freedom or slavery? That is the question.
Seems to be a load of young people outside the Parliament trying to get their government to do something about global warming. Yeah, best of luck with that one, lads. Best of luck with that one.
Here boys, I might go for a pint. I might go for a pint, but I'm not going for a pint with you.
Fuck you, Ronald Reagan. The Jewish Quarter, once a ghetto of unimaginable suffering, is now home to the coolest spots in town. The empty lots and dilapidated buildings that were once home to a persecuted people have now been taken over and turned into off-kilter beer gardens and inexpensive bars where casual cunts are king. And when I tell you these cool spots are the coolest of the cool, you should believe me, I'm a pretty cool guy myself.
And of course, no trip to Budapest is complete without stopping in for a pint in one of their famous ruin bars. And the first and most famous one of all is right around this corner.
Boys, I might go for a pint. I might go for a pint, and I'd like to go for a pint with you. I might go for a pint. Might go for a pint with you.
Yeah, lads, listen, my arse is sweaty, my balls are heavy, I'm very well in need of a bevy, so I'll have to leave you here just to explain the situation with the dogs in this pub. I don't know why there's so many dogs in here. Go on, good luck.
Boys, I might go for a pint. I might go for a pint, and I'd like to go for a pint with you. I might go for a pint. I might go for a pint. I might go for a pint, and I'd like to go for a pint with you. Are you stressed in your life? Is your chest getting tight? Then why don't you get rest and invest in my guides for the rest of the night? If you're liking the vibes, then subscribe to Shite Guides. You might find that they're just like regular guides, but a little bit shy. If you're liking the vibes, then subscribe to Shite Guides. If you subscribe to Shite Guides, then you'll get to see even more Shite Guides another time.